Hi Leo, welcome to your July reading, horoscope reading for July. I already laid the cards out, shuffled the cards, laid them out, read them, picked some clarifier cards. I'm going to let you know what I saw now, right now, starting now. Um, and I've already done this several times because I'm having a hard time explaining it. Let's see, so where do I start? How do I start explaining? I guess the story starts with this sort of feeling of course we all want satisfaction, but it's like you're really kind of focused on that, focused on your physical happiness and your satisfaction as far as how you're involved with your environment, I guess, and physically involved. There's definitely an element of like comfort, could be having to do with like relationships and things too, of just wanting more than you're getting and feeling like you're deserving more than you're getting also, and wanting a connection, a strong, warm connection, right? And a frustration that you're not getting that right now, kind of like a desire for that, to have that right now, and you're not getting it. And according to this at least, or what I'm seeing in this. And so there's kind of a pull towards compensating in some way by going back into maybe some habits that you haven't been wanting to sort of feed, or you don't want to feed, but they're kind of what you go into when you're feeling lacking in that area, right? Lacking in just the area of like passion, right? Feeling passion for things, and you're sort of feeling yourself drifting off, right? But you feel it, and you don't really kind of want it. You're sort of hanging on. And then I pulled these clarifier cards. The whole spread is very much about like you really want to see this kind of like dream that you have, or not a dream, but like something that you have in your imagination that you can kind of foresee, and you want it, right? And you're ready to go after it, but it's not really like happening for you, and so you're kind of putting that energy, because there's a lot of energy going on just with you this month, and you're just kind of putting that into other things. And the clarifier cards were interesting. I was only going to draw 2, but for some reason I ended up drawing 4, and they're definitely split. On this side I'm seeing this idea that you sort of know what's going to make you happy, or you have an idea at least of what's going to make you happy, of what's really going to make you happy, and you're sort of aware of that, and you are kind of knowing that you have to stay going in a certain direction, but you're having a hard time balancing that, right? And then on this side we have this energy of again, and this has been a theme for Leo for the past few weeks, of people pleasing and avoiding people at the same time, right? It's just this kind of like balance game that you're playing, like a juggling game almost. It's not like balance necessarily in a positive way, in sort of more of like a juggling way. Not that juggling is negative. Anyways, where you're trying to juggle these different parts of yourself and parts of your personality, and different personas that you might be adopting, right? To try to get out there and get what you need and get the connections that you need, and you're not really coming to them in a necessarily very organic or authentic way to who you are. And there's kind of, like I said, an overcompensation element to this month. I'm feeling of sort of being pulled in being very susceptible to being pulled in different directions, because you are adopting these different personas. You've been kind of adopting these different personas, so that you're sort of used to it, and you're kind of susceptible to being pulled in those different directions, because you're really searching for something. You're really searching for that warmth and that connection, and not really finding it. But there's, like I said, some sort of knowing also within you that's kind of not really, that there is a certain thing that will actually make you happy, and just sort of smoothing it over it with other things. Okay, I just said the same thing about 50 times in a row. So I'm going to clean this up, shuffle them, clean them up, shuffle them, relay them out, and try to come back and give you some advice for this sort of battle you've got going on. Okay, Leo, I'm back with your advice. Down here are the sort of the energy that the cards kind of don't want you to move towards, and here's the energy that it does want you to move towards. Say, what's interesting is that all of these are in reverse, which just means that it's a very kind of intense energy. And I'm also getting 3 of these number cards, which means it's also really vibrational energy. So like an impactful energy, right? So like whatever you do is going to like create sort of a lasting vibration that's going to like go off, send off into like other areas. So that's kind of having to do with like what it does want you to do is to harness this energy of just this energy, just this great energy that you have to kind of like get this, to like find this passion and put your passion into something, you know, is to be very purposeful with it, and to not let your sort of not just sit around and do like blaming. Really, don't blame yourself, blaming situations, blaming other people, that kind of thing, and then also like I said, there might be a tendency to sort of want to fall back onto some unhealthy behaviors or some unwanted behaviors, I guess, or situations or whatever out of compensation or whatever, and to kind of avoid doing that, to really channel your energy and to just be really purposeful with channeling your energy and making sure you're putting, because it's like if you have you have a lot of energy to spare, and you can put it into, you can let it fall back into where it usually falls into, or you can find other places to put it. Just be really mindful of where you're putting it, right? And know that the places you do choose to like put it towards could be really sort of impactful, right, for you, and cause some chain reactions, especially in the positive sense, right? So if you really take advantage of that, you can make some things happen this month, I think. Or it's kind of what the cards are saying. It seems, yeah, and you, like I said, there's an element of knowing. So it's like, right? The cards are kind of telling you that you know what's going on. It's just about being mindful and being very purposeful with that, and continuing to remind yourself where you want to go, and going in new directions, different directions you haven't been in, and really go at it, you know what I mean? Like you have a lot of energy, so go for it, but don't just be mindful. Not don't, but do be mindful. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. God, just spit it out already. Holy crap.